Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Mindustry. Yesterday, we built out our Salt Flats distribution hub. Just in case you missed that, this is what it looks like. I have 4 launch pads for every single resource, essentially. It works pretty well as long as I have a resource stockpile, basically, but it's okay. It could use a little bit of work. I do need to send in scrap. I am missing scrap as an import. I have no scrap being generated anywhere. There are also a couple of resources that I would like to increase. We are not producing enough blast compound, pyrrhotite, surge alloy, or phase fabric. I also want to produce slightly more coal, slightly more silicon, slightly more plastanium, and spores. For the most part, everything else is okay. I think today we're going to kind of touch up some of our zones. I want to go over to ground zero. This was doing copper for me. And it looks like I haven't even disassembled everything. I want to make this scrap, I guess. We have a little bit of scrap out here. So I want to make this a scrap mining outpost. This is not going to produce much in the way of scrap, but I have free power here in the way of thermal. I definitely don't need to ship in copper or lead, so this is just kind of be a ship. It's kind of be scrap, I guess. I don't know. I can't really see any other use for this area, basically, other than scrap. I guess I could process the scrap and just ship all the resources, the graphite, titanium, copper, and lead, or thorium, graphite, titanium, and lead, I guess, if I went the way of the disassembler. But, yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather just mine all of the scrap here and turn this into a scrap outpost, basically. It looks like I do need... Do I have everything I need here? I think I have everything I need here. I'm missing thorium for vaults, though. Let's go ahead and send some thorium over here from our distribution hub. Cool. It does look very satisfying when all the rockets go off at the same time. I will freely admit that. I think I'll do 2 different belts just to make sure that things aren't choking too hard. Do that as the first one. And then I guess we'll do this as the second one. Why not? And we do have plenty of power here. Man, geothermal's so good. I did unlock the upgraded solar panels, and those are quite good, but still, man, like the thermal generators they're so solid, man. I don't even need half of these. I could get away with like half with most of these being turned off. I could liquid cool these guys to really speed them up. Do I have 2 full belts coming in? I have a full belt on this side, sort of. Yeah, maybe I could get some water being fed out to everybody. I have the extra power, so I can go for something like an impulse pump, right? And that should be good. That'll allegedly get water supplied to everybody. It's a little spaghetti. It's a little spaghetti, but you know, that's okay. As long as it works. This might not be enough belt. I might need to get multiple belts here because this might be too much. Yeah. Methinks this is not enough belt. Let me go ahead and get a second belt going here. Hopefully that'll stop things from choking. I know this seems excessive. I know this seems unnecessary. Like, why am I worrying about scrap here? Scrap can be useful. There might be a situation later where I'm on a map and it's new, and I need scrap available. And if, you know, I had, you know, scrap being able to be inputted in, I could melt it down for more thorium, right? That might be a situation, right? You know, I need to input thorium into... I need more thorium on a map, right? A map doesn't have any thorium. And for some reason, instead of being able to import it, I want to melt the scrap down, right? Maybe I want to import the thorium for ammo. but I want the scrap for something else. I don't know. I figured I'd rather have it than not have it. I already have the launch pad set up. It's not hurting anybody. I think it's fine. Yeah, it should be enough. I could probably get a third pair of launch pads going. What's my export rate look like here? 1.2 per second. I mean, if I wanted to be cheeky, I could probably get another scrap down. Might as well, right? It's fine. Speed it up because launch pads take fucking forever to build. There you go. But we're still in the clear for power. We're nowhere near where we're nowhere near an issue for power. Yeah, man, this guy isn't this guy's not water cooled, but I could water cool him if I wanted to. Really speed him up. There you go. Cool. We basically have 4 full titanium belts. That's honestly kind of impressive. Laser drills are kind of fucking crazy, man. I don't even have air blast drills unlocked yet. When do I get air blast drills? What am I missing as far as research is concerned? Nuclear production complex, I guess, unlocks air blast drills. I think everything else I have unlocked. What's this? Impact 0078 unlocks something else. I think this is the phase projector, which I think overclocks nearby structures. And then I'm missing one more defensive turret, which you get after the nuclear production complex. What do you get here? Capture overgrowth, and that unlocks the exponential reconstructor, which unlocks tier 4 units. So I guess overgrowth should be next if I wanna go for tier 4 units, which I kinda do. Tier 4 units sound kinda nutty. Tier 3 units are already so fucking good. I can't imagine tier 4 units. Anyway, this is scrap handled. I don't really have to worry about scrap anymore. Creators is doing coal. Windswept Islands is doing silicon. I could convert this into a silicon crucible instead of a silicon smelter, and that might be better. If I wanted to squeeze like that much extra silicon in here, I could do a silicon smelter instead. Silicon smelters require pyrrhotite, and I think they also operate better. Yeah, they're more efficient in hot locations. So these actually do better when you have like thermal vents, basically, which is kind of interesting. I don't know any situation where you'd rather have silicon crucibles rather than thermal power coming in, but you know, to each their own. Have a coal line not doing anything that should probably fix. Yeah, I guess if I wanted to, what's our export rate look like here? 1,000 a minute. I could speed this up if I wanted. Okay. So what's the difference between the silicon smelter and the silicon crucible? Silicon smelter does 1 silicon every 0.66 seconds, so 1.5 silicon per second. The silicon crucible does 8 silicon. Okay. Literally 3 or 4 times better. Alright. Cool. Does it use more coal and sand? Yeah, it does. Okay. So I would need to figure out like a zipper pattern. Do I have a silicon smelter schematic? Do I have a silicon smelter? No. Those I have all of already. I do not have a silicon... I totally don't have a silicon kiln schematic, which is kind of annoying. I could just borrow the pyrrhotite mixer. How badly would that do? Well, I need pyrrhotite anyway, right? And pyrrhotite is lead, coal, and sand. So I guess I could just do it right here. And I'll go ahead and swap these two. That way I can drag coal in here, have sand come in the bottom, and then I need to... And then I'll go ahead and do lead in the top here. I'll find some lead to basically drag in. Actually, might honestly be more convenient to... Yeah, it might actually be more convenient to pull the lead. Never mind. Cool. I guess I can't borrow this recipe because the silicon crucibles are a 3x3 instead of a 2x2. Do I have any other schematic that is a 3x3, like a phase weavers are a 2x2? Blast mixers are a 2x2. I have no 3x3 like ground surge alloys. How does surge alloys work? Surge alloy takes 3 different inputs, right? Sorry, it takes 4. Titanium, lead, silicon, and copper. Okay. I might just do a zipper for this. I don't need very many of these. So go ahead and remove all of this. I didn't like the mass drivers. I do wanna show these off. Maybe I'll show them off in another zone. They are very, very convenient. I'm not gonna spoil the majesty of the mass drivers right now, but needless to say, they are awesome. Yeah, that's not gonna work either. Man, this really fucking sucks. Can I get a schematic for a silicon kiln, please? Alrighty, I went on the workshop and I downloaded a schematic for this. I think it'll be cleaner this way. So allegedly, this is the schematic. Allegedly, it's supposed to face like this. Pyrrhotite comes in the top left, coal comes in the top middle, sand comes in from the bottom, and then silicon comes out on the right. So if I flip this 180 degrees like this, which is what I'm gonna have to do, that's gonna, you know, invert everything obviously, but I'll do it like this, that way I can have sand come in over here. And then I can just route plastanium belts out this way. Allegedly, this is the way to go. I don't know how plastanium belts are going to handle 6 kilns. Because these do 40 items per second. And if there are 6 of these produce like 8 silicon per second, I thought, right? Or am I off? Or am I off about that? It's 5 per second. 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, so this is under capacity then. Alright, so pyrrhotite needs to come into here. Coal needs to come in from here. Sand comes in from here, and then we're done. Right? Cool. That's good to go. So I just need to get sand in here. So I guess we can just drag sand in from a vault over here. That might be enough sand for now. We'll see. So that's sand handled. I do need pyrrhotite going, which means I need even more sand coming in this way. I need a bunch of lead. Let's go ahead and handle the lead, I guess. This should be enough lead for a full titanium belt, I believe. If I need more, I can swap over to laser drills if I need to. It's really not enough lead coming in. That's surprising. Could get even more lead over here, I guess. Jesus Christ. Forgot how little lead you get. Maybe I should be doing laser miners. Okay. That should be pyrrhotite coming in nice and steady. And then I just drag the pyrrhotite in there, right? Allegedly. And then now I just need coal coming in here off the bottom. Also, this does not look like it's enough. I thought these were supposed to be 4 per... So I need... The Steam page says 4 pyrrhotite per second. I don't know if there's enough pyrrhotite coming in and out of this. Why is there pyrrhotite coming out of that? Coming out of those? Do I need to send pyrrhotite into the router and not the sorter? That might be the way to go. That might be more right. I guess we'll see. I don't know if that's enough pyrrhotite coming out. These are fully stocked. Okay, well, let's go into the math here. If this needs 4 pyrrhotite per second, and a pyrrhotite mixer on its own does 0.7, which means I need 4. 6 times 0.7 is 4.5. So I should be producing enough pyrrhotite. So now I just need to get coal over here, which is going to be an interesting situation. So I need to bridge conveyor some of this. And we'll go ahead and plastanium. Is that enough coal? Man, my nose is fucked. Why is it that whenever I try to record, I have some kind of cold? It's kind of annoying. That or it's allergies. Alright. Is this working? Looks like that is a yes. And this looks like a tremendous amount of silicon per second. Roughly 40, which should be able to fully supply 4 launch pads. I think it's closer to 35 actually, but it's still 4 titanium belts worth of silicon essentially. I don't know if this is more silicon than what I was producing before. Well, I'm gonna let this run for another minute or two. Okay. So what's my export rate look like now? 1.2. So I think I am producing more. I think I was producing about 1,000 before, and now I'm producing 1.2 thousand. So I think that's good. I mean, I don't know if that was worth the 10 minutes of effort, but you know what? It's okay. Well, I guess we should go for overgrowth, right? Because I do want to unlock tier 4 units. So I guess we could go for overgrowth. We need to capture fungal pass first. Okay. Well, I guess we can go for fungal pass. Why not? Oh, this is one of those maps where it actually gives you a base. That's nice. Not that it matters, because this is all going to get trashed anyway, but you know what? It's the thought that counts. Cool. So that should be a pretty healthy supply of power. I think the next thing I'm going to do is get some, like, monos up to help me mine. Just, I mean, is that even fucking necessary, though? I don't even know. What are we going to use to attack this base? Can outrange duos with a fortress or something. Yeah, I don't think this is not a very difficult base. Cool. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and manufacture some fortresses, I guess. I guess that'll be the way that I do this, is do a fortress, I suppose. Cool. Didn't have any defenses, but I focused on getting fortresses out, and that was good enough. Go ahead and get these guys firing. So, fortresses heavily outrange almost anything in the game, so I'm not too concerned about this. Cool. So, here's one of the interesting things about... I don't think I've done any on camera. If I have, I haven't done much. But, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about how the unit control stuff kind of works. So I didn't know this until this playthrough, until my second playthrough, but you can actually use left control to actually select a unit, essentially. And you can still you're able to pilot a single unit, right? But you can still command stuff, which is kind of interesting. So we can go ahead and command our stuff to go forward. So because the fortresses are so their range is so high, they outrange almost everything, which is why I like using these guys. Oh, hails. I think hails do outrange them, but fortresses are beefy. They have quite a fair bit of health. But yeah, you're able to apparently control units, which I did not know about on my first playthrough. I was like controlling them like this. I was commanding them around basically. I wasn't controlling them, which is this is kind of nice. Yeah, fortresses are the way to go, honestly. I'm kind of excited what the tier 4 mace or the tier 4 upgrade to them is going to look like, because I really like the fortresses. I think they're phenomenal. Get the salvos. Cool. Ta-da! And we can go ahead and shut this all off, I guess. So that's Fungal Pass. I don't know if Fungal Pass unlocked anything. I somehow doubt that it did. But it does lead us into Overgrowth, which is going to be necessary for us to unlock the Exponential Reconstructor, which will allow us to upgrade units from tier 3 to 4. So, I don't think I've talked about this, but I'll go ahead and go over the basics of units from what I understand. And again, I'm not a fucking expert at this game. But basically, you have 3 different types of tier 1 factories. So you have the ground factory, the air factory, and the naval factory. And these are the guys where you basically select the unit that you want to basically create. So for the ground units, you have daggers, crawlers, and novas. These are the tier 1 units. So this is the starting point for ground units. Same with air factories. Same with naval factories as well. I'd like to just kind of move everything over. So when it comes to air, you can create either flares or monos. When it comes to naval, you have the options of these two. And so these are the starting point, basically. These are tier 1 units. And you can just churn these out if you want. You don't have to upgrade them. But basically how the upgrades work is you have these additive reconstructors. This upgrades a unit from tier 1 to tier 2. And so you attach these either to the front of these factories, or because these guys are faster than these guys, I believe. These guys take 10 seconds. The regular factories take... Depends on what you build. So daggers take 15, but novas take 40. So ideally, you'd have 4 of these factories producing novas for 1 single additive reconstructor. But basically, if you need to like chain together multiple stuff, you can use these payload conveyors, which will basically, as you saw what I did, they basically allow you to they act as regular atom conveyors essentially. You cannot, from what I can tell, you cannot insert a unit that is already deployed into one of these reconstructors. They have to be accepted. They have to be input either via a machine, via a factory, or via a conveyor belt, a payload conveyor. If the unit is already out like this, you cannot put them back into a factory, right? So that's how that works. And then after that, the additive goes into the multiplicative, which is a big boy. It's a 5x5. And then that leads into the exponential, which I believe is a 7x7. These buildings get really, really big. But the nice thing about this is that the additive reconstructor always takes the same resources. It always takes 40 graphite and 40 silicon, which is kind of convenient because you can just delete this guy and slap on an air factory instead. Or you can delete this guy and slap on a naval factory instead if you want to produce a different type of unit, right? The multiplicative reconstructor always takes silicon, titanium, and metaglass, which is really convenient. But basically, this is how you upgrade units. So you'll see me play with them a little bit more. That was a very, very easy, very, very short map. But I hope I explained the basics from what I understand. Again, as I said earlier, I'm not a fucking expert at this game. I'm not some pro Mindustry player. I know that there are plenty of players that are better than me. I play to have fun. I don't play to metagame. I believe this will be attacked. So that unlocked the nuclear production complex, which is nice. There is an enemy base here. So there's an enemy base on 210 that I probably should deal with at some point. So I do want to deal with that real quick. It should be relatively simple. We're going to be here for a little while. Now, again, this is not the most efficient way to do this shit. I know that some of the more experienced Mindustry players would like... They would have had this done like 10 times over by now. Because they're lunatics that will like pilot... They're like... They'll basically just like pilot like... the support aircraft and just carry explosives into their base, which is super fucked in my opinion. You need more. Again, I'm not in a hurry for this shit. I know that some people probably are. So I'm gonna probably just idle here for a few minutes while I'm waiting around for this stuff to be done. But I think it'll be cool to see like a full army of 24 of all three of these different types of units, you know, working together, right? Okie dokie. That's a lot of units. This is probably dramatic overkill, but you know, it only took me 10 minutes, and this is kind of funny. So, gonna go ahead and do it. That's I guess I can't pilot them very well. But that's okay. Gonna go ahead and send people in. I just wanted to try this once. Why not? Fuck it, right? We're obviously gonna win. I'm not really concerned about this. Wow. Cool. Bets on overgrowth being an enemy base. No. Well, it is an enemy base, but I don't think we're being attacked. No, we are being attacked. They are vulnerable. Okie dokie. But, cool. I guess next episode, I guess we will attack overgrowth, and that will allow us to unlock the exponential reconstructor, which will allow us to unlock tier 4 units, except for this guy. Apparently this guy needs to be unlocked on the coastline. I haven't played with very many naval units. I feel kind of bad. I do want to test out naval units on a map that has an enemy base that is water-based. I mean, that would be nice, obviously. I haven't come across one of those yet, but it would be kind of convenient to... I want to try them out. They look fun. 33 blocks. They actually outrange a fortress. That's interesting. They have a longer range than a fortress. So any naval map, I could hypothetically... You know what I could do? I could produce these on any map that has water, and then just use one of the megas to carry... Can the megas carry naval units? Maybe the tier 4 upgrade. Maybe the megas upgrade can carry naval units, right? I don't know what it means by capable of carrying small blocks and ground units. Oh, these are able to mine? What? Can they all mine? Polys can mine? I did not know about that. Megas can mine as well. Megas can mine titanium and beryllium, which I think beryllium is an Aerocure thing. I totally didn't know that. So maybe megas are worth building. Maybe they're not. I mean, unless you need fucking titanium in your base. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't know if they're capable of carrying... I don't know what small ground units means. I assume it's this stuff, but it'd be interesting if I could build these boats, and then, like, you know, if I could build them like over here, drop them into the water, and then have the megas pick them up and drop them into water like here, and then be able to attack bases that way. That might be a viable strategy. I don't know. I'm trying to have fun here. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Besides the goal of like world domination, I don't really know what else to do to make these videos interesting. Because I mean, it's kind of boring to just listen to me talk about fucking logistics and math all day. So I'm trying to make this interesting to some extent. So I don't know. I'm trying to have fun with units. I'm trying to do interesting stuff with like units and stuff whenever I'm attacking bases. So I don't know. I'm trying to make this as entertaining as possible. But next episode, I think we'll go ahead and attack the Overgrowth map. That will unlock tier 4 units. I think we'll probably set up more Surge alloy factories next episode, and then the episode after that, I think we're gonna finally attack the nuclear production complex.